Jessamine's Jess-FM 105.9.
All right, we have with us a couple of people here, Judy Wilmore and Tara Hall. Good morning, ladies. Just scoot right on up to there, or bring it to you.
Okay.
And you all have all kinds of stuff that's always going on in our city to the south, Wilmore. But boy, you've got something down there right now that's going to be there for a little while. That's pretty interesting, and it's a Smithsonian traveling exhibition. Is that right?
That's right. The Smithsonian Institution has a separate program called Museums on Main, and the purpose is to get smaller representatives of what's in the actual Smithsonian out into the rural communities that maybe don't have opportunities to see some of these exhibits. And so we've actually landed one of those for Wilmore.
Now, I could be wrong, and before we talk about the specifics of that, this is not the first time this has happened, right? Have you all not had something from Smithsonian before?
No, you may be thinking of the art train. That was a very big thing. Margaret Morgan was responsible for that.
Oh, my gosh, bless her heart.
That was a mammoth
Was.
undertaking, a marvelous.
Was that Smithsonian, though? Was that connected at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
But I do remember that, and it was very interesting.
Yeah.
Is the reason that Wilmore is picked, if you will, the fact that you've got the train track running right there, as far as the art train is concerned, does this have anything to do with that?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Judy's going to be humble, but one of the reasons we get so many things is the hard work that she puts in as the director of the community development board. The processes that she goes through, especially for this Smithsonian, and all the work that once we're finished, all the follow-up paperwork, but to have somebody that is hardworking and has the vision that she does for the things we do, it's really, people say, why do so many things happen in Wilmore?
Yeah, that's why.
Judy Woolums.
And I should have announced your titles. You just said what she does. And Tara, what are you? Are you on the board? Or?
I'm on the board.
Okay. So I would have to imagine, since it has to deal with Smithsonian, which is basically, it's not federal government, it's a non-profit type museum, but it's still probably pretty involved. How did you even know to try to get this thing?
Well, back in February of 2020, we received an email at my office from the Kentucky Humanities, and the Kentucky Humanities is closely tied to the National Endowment for the Humanities and part of the Smithsonian project as well. So I contacted the mayor, and I said, this looks like something we could do, especially because at that point we knew that the city was purchasing the Providence School property.
Right, to move City Hall into.
And so he said, go for it. And so we did. And it was a lengthy application. And then in late August, I think it was, we got the notice that we'd been accepted. We were one of 6 in the community, or in the state, that get to show this. And we're the last one in the state right now.
That was, I guess the next question is going to, and I was going to make it a broader, there's 6 in the state. Do we have any idea how many places it stops in the country?
No,
I would assume they're everywhere, right?
Yeah, we were told when we did the setup, the lady from Kentucky Humanities, Kathleen Poole, was there. She says that when it finishes in Wilmore on December the 11th, we'll pack it up the following week. A semi will pick it up, and it will take it back to Washington, D.C. Smithsonian will take a hard look at all of the components that make up the exhibit, touch up anything that's broken, scratched, painted, box it up, and then it goes to another state for more review. So this
thing's been out for a while in Kentucky.
Yes,
because
we're the last
you
one.
guys have got it for what, a month?
Well, 7 weekends actually. Yeah, but there were 6 chosen, and everyone gets it for
pretty
about
much
7.
Just about the whole year it's been in Kentucky. So, okay, first off, it's called Voices and Votes: Democracy in America, and let's tell a little bit about what it is. What will people see when they come to this exhibit? What can they learn?
Well, Voices and Votes tells the story of American democracy. It starts when you first walk through the exhibit with the Constitution, and it actually does a little bit of Revolutionary War documentation, and then it goes through the next 200 years, showing how more voices have been added and able to vote. There is a really nice section on women's suffrage. There's a great section on Black suffrage and then the civil rights movement. But there's some really interesting things, and I love how balanced it is. I feel like today things are so polarized in kind of one direction
Sure.
or another.
Yeah.
And so, for example, there's a section called petitions and protests. So there's a lot of different protest signs going way back all the way to the Revolutionary War, but it also talks about how we can petition our government
Right.
and how citizens can affect what's going on. And so every section you come upon, it's really learning more about civics, not about politics, but
Yeah.
about civics and about our democracy. So it's as someone who was a political science major in college, I love it. I think it's so fascinating, and it's great to bring my kids along and share with them.
You mentioned seeing protest posters. What kind of things do we see when we go into the exhibit? I'm assuming it's not just all documents. I mean, there's probably a wide variety of what are some of the things you might see?
Well, it's when we assembled it, it was like putting together a mammoth Lego.
Yeah.
This thing arrived in 16 huge crates, and so there are 6 kiosks, multiple-sided, curved, triangled, both sides. We have 3 TV screens with rolling programs about civil rights and voting and everything. We also have 3 standalone games hooked up to a computer, and then we have some low-tech games as well. So you're going to see artifacts, documents, photos, movies from as far back as we can go.
Did you all? You said we got 6. Did you all have to set this up? I mean, you all being the project board.
Mrs. Poole from the Kentucky Humanities came down
Okay.
with one of her helpers and helped us lay it
Okay.
out. But by now we were her 6th setup, so she
Yeah,
had that
she
down
knew.
pat.
So, which lends me to this question: where is it? I guess I should have asked that to start with, because you had to set it up in a place that is big enough to hold it and for people to see it. So, is it in the new?
It's in the new municipal center.
Yeah.
In what used to be called cafeteria. It's
Yeah.
now being named the Assembly Hall.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of room to mingle and mix and mingle without elbowing into someone. We also have plenty of parking and handicap parking, easy access to the facility. And, of course, the facility was the key to us getting it. If we hadn't had
Right.
that, there was no place in Wilmore that we could use for 7 weeks to display this.
Somebody decides they want to come, and I know that, somebody that just doesn't care could walk through it in 30 seconds, but what would the average length be if you walked through, looked at everything that's available to look for? What kind of time frame we looking at, you think?
45
Yeah,
minutes, an
I
hour,
would
So
somewhere
not,
in there.
yeah, not extraordinarily long.
No, it's a good bite size.
Yeah, that's good.
I wanted to add something. Tara was talking about protests. I don't think she knows about this. Sunday, our hours, can I go ahead and give
Sure,
those?
yeah.
Yeah, we're open every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 1 o'clock to 6 p.m. And we're going to be open even after Thanksgiving, because we think there may be people that don't want to go shopping.
Right.
And they need to walk off some of that turkey dinner so that they can
Yeah.
come up
There you go.
and just go in, not spend a lot of time traveling or anything to do that. But this past Sunday, we had 4 students from the Department of Engineering at UK come down. And when asked why they wanted to come or what brought them, they said they'd heard about it, and one of the classes that they have in the engineering department has to do with political protests.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and I thought that was so
How interesting.
interesting. So we're reaching all kinds of people that are interested in this exhibit.
Another very important thing that we need to